Happy Tonanzin Day! I feel very happy today. I am remembering one of my abuelas, my abuela Elvira. She was amazing. She was always telling me about Tonanzin and happiness and joy. She always said, the Great Mother is about joy and happiness within your heart. So I want to tell you the story, the short version at least, for you to get inspired in this time and space that we cannot gather together and make ceremony. Anyway, it happens long time ago, in the time when people were dying. They were dying because of the Spanish people forcing them to go to church. If they don't go to church, they will get killed. It was a time of sadness, and they were very much hopeless about many things. So here it is, Cuautlin. Cuautlin means eagleman. And you know, the Spanish will come and name everybody in a way, at a different way, and in their ways, and it was always this situations about this. So Cuautlin was named Juan Diego. Anyway, he was heading out, and he gets into this part of the mountain. The mountain, it used to be a temple in there, a temple for the Great Mother. And when the Spanish arrived, they destroy everything. But he entered into that place of the mountain, the little Tepeyac, that's how it's called. And the first thing that he said was, "Do I am in the world of the enchanted flower?" He asked himself that because he felt this incredible energy, a beautiful, beautiful energy, and this peace within himself. And so when you ask yourself, where do I am? It really tells you in how to bring your consciousness up. Anyway, here comes Tonanzin, and her real name is Tecuautla Cuepeu, means she the one that comes from the realm of light in form of an eagle of fire. And she called him and said, Cuautlin, the whole conversation was in Nahuatl. It wasn't in Spanish, our original language. And then she says, Juan Diego, I want you to go with these people and tell them to build a temple for me in here. And he says, well, I can go and do that, but I don't think they're going to listen to me. And she goes, you go and tell them. You know, of course I'm paraphrasing the whole thing, as you know. But anyway, he goes to the Spanish people, and he waited and waited, and he asked for talking to this priest, but they make him wait the whole day. And once they saw him and says, okay, what do you want? He says, there is Tonanzin in the Tepeyac, and she wants you to make a temple for her. And they say, go away. They didn't believe him. So he come back. So the next morning he go there and here is the Tonanzin, here is the Great Mother. And he says, they don't want you to, they won't listen to me. Maybe you need to send somebody else. And it's always like that. When you have a message from the Spirit, you think, nobody's going to listen. Maybe you need to call to somebody else. But anyway, he says that to her. And she says, go again. Go again and tell them that the temple needs to be here, to build me a temple. So he says, okay, I can go again. So he go there and wait and wait and wait. And again, he spent the whole day. And finally, they ask him, what do you want? And he says, Tonanzin wants you to build a temple for her, the great mother. And they say, go away. So he come back, and then the next day, it was a big thing for him, going back into the Tonanzin realm, in that world of the enchanted flower, in that place of the ancestors where you listen and bring the stories. And he was kind of like ashamed that she wanted him to do something and nobody was really listening to him. So he goes there in the next morning, and this is kind of funny because he's passing through that, and he goes pretending that she wasn't in there, and she goes, Juan Diego, it's me. Why are you pretending that I'm not here? And he goes, oh, well, I am so sorry. But you see, you're sending me to do something and they are not going to listen to me. I went there already twice. And they didn't listen to me. And I have my uncle that it is sick. And there is all the situations at my home, in my little world, that it needs to be fixed. And so I don't have really the time to spend there the whole day just waiting for it. I need to find the healer for my uncle. And he was telling all these stories to her. And she looked at him and said, don't you know that I am your mother? And in that moment, he realized that she was. And she says, I will take care of all these things for you. But I do want you to go and tell them to listen and to put a temple in here for me. And I will take care of all your little world. I will take care of your uncle and will take care of all the situations that you have. You know, that is very, very symbolic, because the mother always tells us, go and do this, put attention to the spirit. I will take care of all this little world that you have. If you put attention, I will take care of everything. You first put attention to the spirit. And, you know, human beings are kind of funny because they pretend not to listen, thinking that that little world is more important than the spirit. But anyway, here goes Juan Diego, and he goes back with his people, the church people. And he waited and waited, and then finally said, she wants you to build a temple. And they were like, oh my gosh, here he comes again. And said, well, we need proof of what you're saying, that you have this woman that appears to you and that she wants a temple in there. And he says, okay, I will go and tell her that you need proof. So what happens is, when he goes home, his uncle was already healed, everything was already fixed, all the needs that he has, they were all fulfilled by the Great Mother. She takes care of absolutely everything. So she goes in the morning back into the world of the enchanted flower of the Tepeyac. And he was very happy and said, Madre, Can you realize that these people, they need proof of that you're here? And she says, and I will give you the proof. So he has this, I don't know how to say it in English, this, it's like a cape. And she says, go and pick it up, those flowers. And you see the flowers in this time and space, it wasn't in there because they're not in December 12. But they were all these very beautiful flowers, roses. So that is very symbolic about the world of the enchanted flower. You know, there is this very beautiful poem about it. So it is, the poem is about what should I pick? Maybe the red ones, maybe the white ones. So he begins to pick it up, all these flowers, that it is related with the 4 directions teachings and the 4 directions that has many other directions more. When you understand it, you know, I don't want to go more deeper in this world of the enchanted flower teachings of the ancestors. Anyway, he picked up all these flowers, and she told him, just go and show them the flowers. So when he goes back into these people, the Spanish people, and he waited and waited again, carrying all these flowers, and they say, okay, we ask you for a proof. And he says, and here is the proof. And he tells the story about what happened and what she told him. So when he uncovers the little cape that he has, that I don't know how to say it in English, all these flowers fell, and it was imprinted Tonanzin, the image of Tonanzin. And because of that, they create a temple. And that was a big deal for all of us and our ancestors, that they were dying like flies because they were tortured and they didn't want to go to church. But when they saw the image, all the image have our symbols. They knew that it was about the Great Mother, not about the church. And because they couldn't pronounce Tecuautlacuepeu, well, they put her Guadalupe. But that wasn't her original name. And they did build the church. This story, it has a lot to do with you, because it will show you the parts of you that needs proof. It will show you the parts of you that thinking that taking care of that little world is more important than the spirit. It has so much to decode in every single place. So today we celebrate Tonanzin. And so is the mother, so is the daughter. This is the time that you bring that merging part of you in this celebration with the mother. December 12, 2020, just the beginning. It will be then the solstice, the 21st. It's a mirror inside of the mirror. You have all this time to prepare. I love you so much. Happy Tonanzin Day.